And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Thornton Speedway as we get ready to cap off what's been an exciting race weekend here at this 12-mile racetrack, getting ready for the running of the Survival Series 400. Here today, a 7-lap event, caution-free, ready to be run. Now, if you've never seen Thornton, you're in for quite a treat. As I said, this is a 12-mile-long racetrack. Lots of twists and turns, a lot of elevation changes, and a lot of highway straightaways. Yeah, this is a track that basically took a lot of highways and country roads and closed them all off so these drivers could do some good old street racing here at this track. We also have a feature that really has made this track famous. It is known as the Turn of Death. Coming off the final corner, you cross a set of train tracks, and if you look to your left, there's an 80-foot cliff down to a beach below, and there is no guardrail to stop these drivers from plummeting over it to the depths below. These drivers are going to be taking their lives, their careers in their hands today. They've already done it in trucks, they've already done it in mobile, and we've had several candidates fall off that 80-foot drop. So today, we're going to find out what is going to happen. Will these drivers survive? So, on a happy note, there is the chase for the championship here at this track as well. 13 drivers come in the chase for the Snickers Cup Series Championship here in our second chase race today at Thornton. Cole Daly comes in as the current co-points leader with Jake Cole, and then John Radigan is only 1 point back in the third position. So it's going to be tight between those three today. We'll be keeping an eye on the course of the race on all three of those drivers, see who may be just barely ahead, who may be just barely behind, who could be the points leader heading into next week's race. On the pole position for today's race, a driver who actually took a sample off the Turn of Death in the Mobile Cup Series race. He's back here today, though, driving in the 15 on the pole, and that is Austin LaPlante, battling for championship honors over in both trucks and mobile. Not here in Snickers. We'll see how he does with the pressure of not having to battle for championship points on the line. Alongside of him, a driver that is making his debut in the Snickers Cup Series, along with three other drivers. We'll introduce them to you in just a moment. But Andreas Allen for Richard Childress Racing, the new driver of the number 27. He's going to roll off in his first career start from the outside of the front row. Then his teammate for RCR, Danny Wells, two-time winner of the season and 11th in chase points currently. He is going to line up in the third position. Now, Danny Wells in the Truck Series race, he fell off the Turn of Death. In the Mobile Cup Series race, though, he finished a solid top 10. Which side of the spectrum is he going to be here today in the Snickers Cup Series race? Then alongside of him is going to be Emilio Navarrete in the 99 in the Roush Fenway Racing Ford. Navarrete, I believe, ended up finishing somewhere around the high 30s in the Mobile Cup Series event. We'll see how he does here today in the 99 machine. And then rounding out the top 5, that is going to be Dougie Shears, a former Snickers Cup Series champ, in the 5th position. Shears not in the chase for the championship, but a former winner of the season. Would love to be able to pick up his second win of the season here today at Thornton. The other drivers that we have making their debuts here today, we have Eugene DeMax. He's going to be driving the number 41, and I've got an interesting story about that. But anyway, he's going to be driving the 41 for Earnhardt Ganassi Racing. And then two drivers who were in the replacement draw that got rides. Tristan Folks ended up getting the 24, and Zach Rogers ended up getting the 22. Now, they both ended up coming to meet with me, said we want to be in the series, but is it possible for us to swap rides? So, making his debut in the number 24 for Hendrick Motorsports is going to be Zach Rogers, and making his debut for Penske Germain Racing in the 22 is going to be Tristan Foltz. First time I've ever had two drivers make their debuts in rides that they asked to be swapped in. It's a first here in the NNSCRA, but it seemed to work out pretty doggone well. Time to get these cars rolling off, though, folks. I've babbled on enough. It's time to get going. Cole Daly, Jake Cole coming co-points leaders. Will one of them leave as the undisputed leader here today? We're going to find out. The speedy old pace car takes off the field like a herd of turtles will crawl along behind him. And we will show you the starting lineup for today's race. Okay, I'm done. Here's your starting grid. Bye. Here we go. Green flag is out and we're underway at Thornton. I can't wait. I cannot wait. And if past history means anything, the last driver to win here at Thornton, a Snickers Cup Series event, was a driver who made his last start last week at New Hampshire, Aaron Williams Jr. Now the ride that he drove is still here, but it's got the debut driver Zach Rogers behind the wheel. Can Zach Rogers put the 24 in the Thornton victory lane twice in a single season? That would be an unprecedented feat if he could, as looks like everybody is good here in these first few corners. This is usually a trouble spot. Everybody appears to be good. I want to find the Cole Daly machine because he is not starting up front, I don't think. The co-points leader, there he is in the Valvoline number 88. I'm trying to see if I see Jake Cole anywheres around him. I don't, though. I don't know where Jake Cole is starting this race. I look behind him. I'm trying to see if I can find him. He must be up a little bit further up ahead. John Radigan right there, though. Remember, Radigan comes in only 1 point behind Cole Daly, and there he is going to the inside. That is for position, and that could be for position in the current chase standings as well, as we'll try and find Jake Cole now. Cole Daly started this race in the 27th position. Jake Cole started this race, in 39th. He's way back here. Back here was Sean Henley. And there's Eugene DeMax. There's the interesting story. That's a Chevy body, but it's a Dodge. So I don't know what you would call that. Would that be a Dodgy? The number 41 Dodgy? I don't know. But anyway, Eugene DeMax did not get a good qualifying result. Starting here at the back of the pack. Maybe that's not such a bad thing, though. Another of the debut drivers back here. It's actually that 24 I was talking about, Zach Rogers. And not too far ahead, I think I saw the 22 of Tristan Folks. There he is. He's actually battling with the co-points leader, or who would right now be the current points leader, Cole Daly in the 88. Up at the front, though, good battling going on for the lead. Let's jump up there. Eugene DeMax to the inside of his teammate Danny Wells. Here comes Emilio Navarrete, 3 wide for the top position. Oh, look out. 4 wide, no contact, please. Oh, my word. Did they just make that work? They did. But here comes Charles Jackson to the bottom. Whoa, what did I do right there? Wrong camera, wrong button. Holy cow, they are racing hard right now. Jump to a TV1 camera here. Charles Jackson, the leader. There's LaPlante. Poteet's starting to come up here in the 78. He's having a good run. There's Madison Sieber back there. There's Adam Chambers back there. Don't count them out. And, oh, wow, someone just made contact. Andreas Island came up, and Poteet is flipping. Poteet is barrel rolling. Oh, my goodness, he just flipped over, and oh, my goodness. Oh, another car's flipped. That's Richard Johnson. Somebody else flipping up ahead. That's Mary Cole. Another car just flipped. Oh, and look at the cars littering. Madison Sieber's involved in this. Richard Johnson, John Radigan, third in points. Poteet, Mary Cole, last week's winner, and they're starting to line the pit road. Deanna Shelton's on pit road. Johnson, Vedarvu, I think Trent Dillon just popped up on pit road. There's Radigan, Nova, Michaels, Cittadino, Silver Fox, Tanker, Austin, Rogers, Cole, DeMax, Noah Hart. Oh my goodness. And oh, I would love to go back and try and find other drivers that were involved, but we're coming towards the turn of death, so we gotta stay here. and see if anybody's going to be able to survive not falling off the 80-foot drop. We'll jump back in just a moment, see what other drivers are involved, but several drivers flipped. That's the first time I've ever seen them actually wreck there on the highway part of this track in such a fashion. As they come off here off the final corner, I'd be surprised if anybody fell off the turn of death right now, because things, I think, really just spaced out. Nobody going to be really racing double wide. There's McCrory. Looks like he got through it okay. Carson Gum got through it. Tristan Folks got through it in the 22, apparently. And Cody Lamas. Oh, no, Cody went off. The Winn-Dixie Toyota of Cody Lamas has gone off the turn of death. There is Cody. Oh, my goodness. You cannot imagine what goes through a driver's mind when something like that happens. And here comes the Huggies Ford of Dylan Young coming down pit road. Dylan Young, if he had fallen off the turn of death, I can assure you he would need some Huggies. There's some other cars coming. That looks like that could be Michael Norman in the 3. Who was it? I couldn't tell. James McLeod coming down pit road. There's the 12 of Kyle Matthews. He hit pit road. And is that PJ Williams in the 48? Yes, it is. Cars lining the entire front stretch. Oh, there's Michael Norman. I thought he was running his WWE colors, but he's not. He's running the NASA colors. But he is coming down pit road nonetheless. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, folks. Listen up. If you guys want a replay of what happened under that caution flag, watch the not under the caution, but in that incident, watch the very end of this race. I'll post it after the points and everything, so that way you can see exactly what happened, because that was one of the most horrific crashes I think I've ever seen here at Thornton. Well, we are currently looking at the leader, and that is going to be Emilio Navarrete in the 99. Behind him, a championship contender, Charles Jackson, ended up winning a couple weeks ago at Arizona. That was 5 valuable bonus points he needed towards the chase. And he got Adam Chambers up here. His teammate Danny Wells is up here. And Austin LaPlante, the pole sitter. So 2 Toyotas, 2 Chevys, 1 Ford. And then not too far behind them, you got William Duncan. He's having himself a good run, trying to catch up here to be able to help out his teammate, Emilio Navarrete. Duncan comes in 8th in the championship points. And he's doing a good job of surviving here today. Let's find out who else is back here. There's Ralph Mason in the 87. Last time we were here, he fell off the turn of death. Sean Galligan has sampled the turn of death before, too. I think he went off there in the Truck Series race here this week. He's having a good run, though, up in the 5th position in points and 8th on the racetrack right now. Jump further back. There's Anthony McCrory, 7th in the points. Still looking for his first win of the season, too. He is still winless, even though he and Charles Jackson both battled it pretty hard during the regular season for the points lead atop the Snickers Cup Series standings. Carson Gum back here in the 10th position, all by his lonesome. Tristan Folks in 11th place here in his debut. There's Nick Barney, currently in the 12th position. 13th, Chris Washer. 14th, Tim Walsh. He's having a good run here. He really needs it, too. Had bad luck last week at New Hampshire. He is currently 12th out of the 13 drivers in points. James McLeod, I believe, would currently be in 15th. 16th, Andreas Allen in his debut. 17th place is going to be Dylan Young. 18th is Cole Daly. 19th place is, it looks like it's the Dougie Shears machine, who's running into some problems here. And all these other drivers are running 20th on back, but they're on pit road. So I'm telling you what, some drivers could really benefit with what's happened here today. Namely, Danny Wells, Charles Jackson, Cole Daly, and Sean Galligan. Trying to count up the number of chasers that are still running, as I think we got to go to our Nun camera here. Yep, we do. We're coming off the final corner. It's RCR 1-2 with Chambers and Danny Wells, the 2 leaders right now. Then Navarrete, Jackson. Then Duncan and Austin LaPlante. Then you got Galligan, Ralph Mason. There's McCurry all by his lonesome. Carson Gum about to come into view. There's Carson. Then I believe Tristan Folks in the 22 would be the next driver. There he is. And then after that, I'm not exactly sure who it is. Oh, Nick Barney, Chris Washer. A couple of rookies having some good runs here, up here at the front. And it looks like nobody's going to fall off the turn of death, so I think we can safely jump back up to this battle for the lead between the two RCR teammates, Adam Chambers and Danny Wells. So I'm looking through the point standings right now. Jake Cole second in points, John Radigan third in points, Drew Austin sixth, Madison Sieber 10th, and James Silverfox 13th in points. They all are currently on pit road as we speak. Drivers that have so far in the chase been able to survive and are still running are Cole Daly first in points. Oh, wait a minute, Sean Henley. Is Sean Henley still running? I gotta find the 25 because I don't think I added him to that list of drivers that had problems, and it looks like he's out of the race, is Sean Henley. So, chalk another one of the chasers up to the DNF column. So, let's get the official word on the drivers that are still running. Cole Daly, Sean Galligan, Anthony McCurry, William Duncan, Charles Jackson, Danny Wells, and Tim Walsh. Those are the chasers that are still running on the racetrack. Right now, the highest running one is Danny Wells in the 31 machine. So things could work out very well for one Cole Daly. The drivers come in second, third, and fourth in points are behind him in the standings. Now, the drivers I think that we're going to have to watch as far as the battle for the points lead now would be Cole Daly and Sean Galligan. Galligan comes in 8 points behind Cole Daly in the standings. Now, Galligan is currently running in, they're saying, the 7th position as he's still battling side by side with Ralph Mason. I think that is officially where he crossed the stripe. So let's say he's running in 7th place. In order for him to be the points leader heading into next week, Cole Daly, with where Galligan's running right now, would have to finish in the 16th position or worse. Where is Daly running? He is running in 18th. So right now, Sean Galligan would have a 2-point advantage over Cole Daly and would be the current points leader in the chase for the championship. So there's still a ways to go. We're just past the halfway point now. Still a lot of racing to go here. Anything can happen. Galligan could run into problems. Cole Daly could pick up some spots with some other drivers having problems. It could bring him right back close up to the Galligan machine in points. It's not over till it's over, folks. Right now, though, RCR putting on a clinic. Their rookie driver, Andreas Allen, running pretty well here in his debut, and Adam Chambers, Danny Wells currently 1-2 on the track. It's 2 RCR cars, 2 Roush Fenway cars, and 1 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota up here inside the top 5 right now. 3 of them are chase contenders in Danny Wells, Charles Jackson, and William Duncan. Now this is a big opportunity here for McCrory, Duncan, and Jackson, 7th, 8th, 9th in points, with drivers just ahead of them having problems. They could be up inside the top 5 in the chase standings after leaving Thornton today. You never know. Chambers trying to hold off Danny Wells, is going to try and get the run off the high side here. Danny's got to make sure he doesn't hit the wall, and I think he just may have scraped it. That caused him to lose some momentum, and it turns the lead back over to Adam Chambers. William Duncan just behind this time. He's actually been having positions handed to him as he's just been moving by drivers who make mistakes. And it's moved him up now to the runner-up position. They're coming towards the turn of death. I don't really think turn of death is going to get much action here today as they come off the corner here. Anybody going to fall off? Whoa! Danny Wells! Careful there, buddy. He fell off the turn of death in the Truck Series race. I'm sure he doesn't want to do it here in the Snickers Cup Series race, especially with how he's been running and with chase points on the line. Oh, Anthony McCrory, man, look at how quickly he darted that car to the right. He knew he might have gone off. And I'll tell you, one driver who actually is running on the racetrack, I don't know if he's running on the lead lap or not, but I just saw Henry Nova on the track. And he is in the 19th position as we speak. I think he may be a lap down, but I'm not sure. Yeah, he is a lap down, but still surviving. And I thought I saw John Cittadino back here, too. He's back in 21st place, and there's Alan Tanker in the 20th position. So some drivers actually did get their cars repaired and returned to the track. There's Trent Dunham. He's a lap down, 24th. John Radigan, 25th, I believe. He's trying to continue on, salvage what he can. Comes in 3rd in the points. This isn't such a bad idea. Rohividaru, he's going to try and stay out as well. Tim Walsh coming to pit road again. He's 14th on the racetrack. Silver Fox, another championship contender, trying to salvage what he can. He's out back on the track. McLeod's there. Dylan Young's there. There's Andreas Allen. And there's Cole Daly. He's up to the 18th position now. Let's see where Galligan's running. Is Galligan still running in 7th or 8th place? If he is, he still would be the points leader. He's in 7th place, so Sean Galligan still by a few points is going to be the current points leader over Cole Daly, who we just looked at there. 5-car breakaway still, with about a little less than 4 to go here at Thornton. Chambers the leader, Duncan into 2nd, Danny Wells 3rd, Jackson 4th, and Navarrete in 5th. With the gap that has been made between the top 5 all the way back to 6th place, I highly question if we're going to have any more than these 5 drivers battling it out for the win, but if somebody messes up, it could kill the momentum of all 5 of these drivers and bring a few more drivers up into the picture to battle for this win. I'm wondering who's 6th place. Is it LaPlante? Yes, it is LaPlante. And actually, this could be a good battle shaping up here. Ralph Mason, Sean Galligan starting to close in. This could be a 3-way battle for 6th place. The pole sitter, Austin LaPlante, Sean Galligan, Ralph Mason, every one of those drivers have taken a turn off the turn of death this season. Mason ended up doing the Snickers Cup Series race earlier on this season when he drove that 87. Austin LaPlante fell off it in the Mobile Cup Series race yesterday, and Sean Galligan fell off it in the Truck Series event. Going to be a good battle here, though. They're starting to catch LaPlante, and I don't know if these 3 working together single file could catch up to the top 5 up there, but maybe, just maybe they can. I don't know. This would be interesting to find out, but it looks like they're not really going to work with LaPlante. Mason and Galligan have their own agenda. They're going to do a 2-car tandem draft around the 15, and they're going to start to pull away. So LaPlante, who could have worked with those drivers, maybe tried to run down 1st through 5th. Now he's going to be the caboose on this train, so to speak, and he's going to follow behind these guys. He slips from 6th back to 8th in just a matter of a few feet, as now up at the front, William Duncan going for the lead off of the Adam Chambers machine. Charles Jackson almost looked like he was trying to get a run there. Whoa, did they just hop? I think they just bounced. They must have hit a bump in the median or something, and Duncan and Jackson got some air. Wow. That was pretty cool. Oh, here comes Jackson, though, trying to get to the outside, and that may not be the best decision Jackson ever made, because we are coming to the turn of death, and double wide is normally not a good thing. Oh, no. Please get single file, guys. Please. Let's see if they do. They're approaching the turn of death. If you're double wide, that's normally not a good thing. Duncan single file, so he has nothing to worry about. Chambers gets back to single file. Jackson nearly went off the turn of death there. He was able to just barely clear Navarrete. Here comes 6th through 8th. Mason, Galligan, and LaPlante. They're all good. Watching for 9th place, that is McCrory. Well, he's having a good run today, is Anthony McCrory in that Audi. And oh no, here comes the train! And John Cittadino goes underneath the train. The lap car of Cittadino just went underneath the Union Pacific train. There's Washer Nick Barney. There's Tristan Folks. There's Carson Gum. How about Nick Barney? He's had a limited number of races. And oh, he's come to pit road. These drivers aren't supposed to have to make pit stops. Not to my knowledge, anyway. Wait a minute, Silver Fox. Oh. When I switched to Silver Fox, all they showed me was a bush, so I wasn't exactly sure what was going on. But you're looking right now at the top 4 as Danny Wells has lost some ground. He has slipped back now about maybe 8-9 car lengths from 4th place. And it is going to be William Duncan, the current leader. But here comes Chambers. So now if Danny Wells can fall back to Galligan, LaPlante, and Mason, maybe, just maybe, those 4 can work together, try and work out a draft on these highway straightaways, and run down the top 4 drivers right now, but Danny Wells is quite a ways back he has to drop before he gets to Sean Galligan, Ralph Mason, and Austin LaPlante. Meanwhile, up front though, let's talk about some of these drivers and what a win could mean for them. Start first with William Duncan, as he is leading this event. William Duncan, last win he had came at Coca-Cola Speedway. He's only got 1 win this season. That number 16 was actually a team that was put together last minute for Roush Fenway. They were planning on only coming in with the 99, 17, and 16, but they threw the 16 together, and William Duncan went out there and he performed. And Duncan right now has been very, very stealthy here today at Thornton. He's been picking up positions based on drivers' mistakes rather than racing really hard to get up to the lead. You see right there, he let Charles Jackson go. He didn't force the envelope. Some pretty good strategy there by William Duncan, not using up his equipment, saving something for the end. Now just up ahead of him, let's talk about Charles Jackson. Jackson's been on a bit of a momentum streak as of late. Not that he hasn't been on a momentum streak before then, just a different kind of momentum streak. Before, his momentum streak was consistency, when he was up there battling with Anthony McCurry for the points lead. Now his streak is turned into good wins at the front. He ended up winning at Arizona 2 weeks ago, which gave him 5 valuable bonus points in the chase for the championship. We were talking heading into that race about him and McCurry battling for the points lead, and neither one of them had been to victory lane. So Jackson, with those 5 valuable bonus points, it's kind of given him a new kind of confidence, and he's up here battling again, but McCurry's not too far behind him either, so those two may rekindle that old rivalry in the chase for the championship by the time we head to Talladega or even the season finale at Zen Joltis. Talk about Adam Chambers. What seemed like it was going to be a great season and an opportunity for him to become a 2-time Snickers Cup Series champ, or at least battle for being a 2-time Snickers Cup Series champ, all of a sudden seemed to go south for him near the end of the regular season. Chambers currently comes into this race 20th in the point standings. Be a big opportunity for him to go to victory lane. He's not been to victory lane yet this season. He'd love to be able to do so, as we have received word he will not be returning to the Snickers Cup next season. They're coming towards the turn of death. Not really sure why I'm going to the Nun camera, but we do it all the time. They're basically single file around this track now. I don't think anybody's going to fall off. Whoa, we nearly had a candidate there in William Duncan, though. And then when we head back to the front, we'll talk about Emilio Navarrete. Oh, look at this. LaPlante, Mason, and Galligan, they're starting to reel in Danny Wells, so that would be a 4-car pack. McCurry still running very well in 9th place. And 10th place, I think now, is going to be Chris Washer, after we saw Nick Barney having to come to pit road. Here's Citadino, not going to run under the train this time, apparently. Let's try and find 10th place. Is it Chris Washer? I think it is. There he is in the 7, but it looks like he's coming to pit road. So who would that give the 10th position over to? I got a hunch. It would be the 22. Yes, it would be. Tristan Folks would go into the top 10 now, as Chris Washer has brought the number 7 to pit road. Talk now about Emilio Navarrete in the 99. Navarrete ended up having a real good surge in the middle of the season when we went to Talladega. Ended up winning both the Trucks and Mullen Cup Series events there. Was trying to go for the weekend sweep, was not able to do it. Navarrete has really been struggling here in the Snickers Cup Series. 31st in points. And I think just the fact that he's running well here today is a victory in itself. But he would love to be able to get up here and win his first race of the season. Navarrete, as I recall, in the years he's been with Roush Fenway, has had at least 1 win each season. And ironically enough, those 1 wins end up coming in the ride he's battling with right now when he drove the 6 for Roush Fenway. So he'd love to be able to go to victory lane at least 1 time here with Roush Fenway. And it could come here today, because he has not really been up at the front. He's just been back there around 3rd and 4th place for a majority of this race. He may be hiding something, maybe keeping something secret that we may not have yet seen out of that Fastenal Ford. Let's go through the field here. Let's jump back. Whoa! That 4-car pack's happened. Mason, Danny Wells, Austin LaPlante. Where'd Galligan go, though? Galligan lost some ground. There he is back there in the 44. But Mason's having a good run right now. He had a good run in the Moldman Cup Series event here too. Finished top 10. And Mason's showing off his skills here. His road racing, if you will. And Ralph Mason also trying not to become Zombie Ralph again, because that's what he was when he fell off the turn of death back at the beginning of the season. Behind him, though, that is the Danny Wells machine. Two-time winner this season and 11th in points coming into today's race. With where he's running right now, this is definitely going to help him move up through the point standings, maybe up as high as 7th in the standings. He really, really needed to get a good run like this, and I think running in the Moldman Cup Series race, battling for the championship there with the good run he had in that series, that really helped him to be able to know what he had to do here today in this series. He was actually up there battling inside the top 5. It looks like he may have gotten the wall on the right side at some point, and that may have killed his momentum, lost him ground, and lost him a chance of getting up there at the front. I just noticed there was a train bridge that actually goes over this highway. I don't know if you guys just saw it, but the Union Pacific train just went over this highway stretch. Man, this track's got amazing features. Whoever put this thing together, I mean, tremendous props to you, because that is unbelievable, the amount of work they put into a track like this, and it brings about some absolutely unbelievable racing. As we're going to look now at the Craftsman Car Series, number 44 out of Tweenix Racing. Sean Galligan going to be returning to that ride for Tweenix next season. And Galligan running very well right now in the 8th position. He comes in 5th in the point standings. I'm pretty sure he'll pass Sean Henley in the standings. Pretty sure he'll pass Jake Cole and John Radigan in the standings. The question is, though, will he pass Cole Daly in the standings? Right now, with where he is running, I believe he would be scored in the 8th position. He's now looking for 7th off of Danny Wells. But let's say he's in 8th. Cole Daly would have to be running in 18th or worse. Where is Daly currently running? He's running in the 18th position. So wait a minute. Oh no, wait a minute. No, Daly would have to be running 16th or worse. My apologies. Daly would have to be running 16th or worse, and he's running in 18th place, which actually surprises me because we had Nick Barney come to pit road. We had Chris Washer come to pit road. I kind of thought that was going to maybe help Daly pick up some spots in the standings as far as the running order, but apparently that has not been the case. The key for Daly is to at least finish this race. He wants to salvage as much as he can as far as points. Maybe he was just way too far behind Nick Barney and Chris Washer to be able to pick up a position on the racetrack. I don't know. We do know, though, that Cole Daly, all by himself, the odds of him finishing this race are pretty good. But with him running so far back, the odds of him maybe picking up spots on the racetrack are not that good. Closest car to him is James Silverfox, and that's not even for position. That's a lap down car in the 19. Andreas Allen would be the first driver Cole Daly would meet up with, and he is, I would say, maybe a good 1,000 to 2,000 feet behind the Andreas Allen machine. He may be a full mile behind, actually. Back up to the front, though. Current leader is Charles Jackson, I believe. Navarrete in 2nd. Chambers in 3rd, and Duncan in 4th. And oh boy, now the front 4 are starting to have a little gap between themselves. And we're on the final lap. We didn't see them come off the turn to death because I was too busy going through the running order there, so I apologize. But nonetheless, I don't think anybody fell off it. I'd be surprised if anybody did because everybody's been so spaced out in single file now. The odds of somebody falling off the turn of death are pretty slim to none. So as we're looking at Charles Jackson, the current leader, we talked about Emilio Navarrete. Hasn't led at all today. He may have been saving something. Now look where he is here on the final lap. He's up in the runner-up position. And keep in mind, Alex May in the Moldman Cup Series race was running in 2nd on the final lap. Made a move on Trent Dunham. Dunham was not able to get him back. Navarrete may have watched that tape over, maybe trying to pull in Alex May here at Thornton, but he's got Adam Chambers right behind him, so if Navarrete makes a mistake, then he's got Chambers right on his back bumper. Here comes Navarrete trying to move Jackson up to the high side. Looks like he's going to succeed. Now he needs the Adam Chambers machine to tuck in behind him in his line. Which line is Chambers going to go to? Doesn't look like it matters. I think Navarrete cleared Charles Jackson right there. Yes, he did. But Charles Jackson now recruiting the drafting help of Chambers. Will he try and get back by the 99? He's shoving the back bumper of the Fastenal Ford. Navret going to do a lot of mirror driving there, but here comes Jackson going to utilize the wide highway here. Right there, I believe, folks, is where we ended up having that huge pileup at the beginning of the race. If you want to see the replay of that, it will be shown at the very end of this video after the standings and the finishing results have been shown. But this is a battle for the lead here, folks. 3 cars battling for the top spot. One a former champion, one a former chaser, and one a current chaser. Jackson, Chambers, and Navret all side by side. Navret looked to go 3 wide there. It wasn't going to work. Chambers, actually, I meant to say, was trying to go 3 wide. As they head on to yet another straightaway here. This is heading down towards the final few turns. Navret, the leader. Jackson going way down to the right side. He's going to lose ground. Jackson now slips back to third. That might not have been his best strategy. As Chambers now moves up to the runner-up spot. Move the Navret machine to the lead. 3 car lengths in hand over Adam Chambers. Then a car length back to Charles Jackson. Navret gets the wall, though. Navret gets the wall. He's into Chambers. Navret has spun it. Chambers has lost ground, and Charles Jackson, right place, right time, went from third to first in a matter of about 5 feet. Coming through the final corners, oh my goodness, he just had the win handed to him. Contact between the top 2 gives the win to Charles Jackson coming off the final corner. Chambers not going to be able to recover. Charles Jackson comes down the straightaway, and Charles Jackson in 3 weeks will pick up his 2nd win of the season. He wins today at Thornton in the Survivor Series 400. That was just a case of right place, right time, and he just hit a street cleaner. Charles. I think he just hit a jet dryer. Charles Jackson, the new Juan Pablo Montoya. He just hit a street cleaner or a jet dryer or something just after winning this race. But what? I told you he was on a streak. He first was on a consistency streak. Now he's on a winning streak. He won 2 weeks ago at Arizona. He now wins here today at Thornton. And Charles Jackson is going to join the likes of Silver Fox and Dally and Danny Wells as a 2-time winner here in the Snickers Cup Series in Season 6. Now we got to find out, where did Sean Galligan officially finish this race? He's going to cross the stripe in the 9th position. Now for Cole Daly to keep the points lead, he would have to be running in 17th or worse. I think he'd have to be running 17th place in order to be the current points leader. Where did he finish today's race? He still finished in the 18th position. So I believe Sean Galligan is going to take the points lead by 1 point over Cole Daly heading into next week's event. But Charles Jackson is going to be the winner here today at Thornton. And what a great win for him. That's the 2nd win of the season for Joe Gibbs Racing. We'll take a look now at our official top 10 results. Whoever got top 10 certainly earned it today. Adam Chambers, he's going to finish the day in the 2nd position. 3rd place is going to be William Duncan. Then you got Ralph Mason, a great run for him. He's had a great weekend at Thornton. He'll finish 4th. Austin LaPlante 5th. Danny Wells going to finish in 6th. McCrory in 7th. Navret, after getting spun around there in that final turn, he'll salvage an 8th place finish. Well, he's had some tough luck in the past few weeks. He ended up almost winning at Atlanta, but scoring monitor system ended up having some problems and everything, so he ended up finishing runner-up to Cole Daly, and now he ends up basically getting taken out of a win here at Thornton. Sean Galligan, who will be the new points leader, he'll finish 9th today. And how about Tristan Foltz? What a great debut for him here today. I believe he was actually one of 2 debut drivers to actually finish this race, and he'll finish with a solid top 10 in his first career start. Wait, listen to the Charles Jackson machine. Do you hear that? That thing's sputtering. I literally just heard the 20 car sputtering. I think that engine just died. I think it did. I think Charles Jackson's engine just died. I heard a sputtering, and he is losing momentum. He's not even going to be able to make it around to victory lane, and that's going to be a long push back to victory lane for the 20. I'm seeing things here today I've never seen before. Citadino drives underneath a train. Charles Jackson takes out a street cleaner or a jet dryer. We had a huge pile up there on the highway straightaway. And now Charles Jackson's engine dies on the cooldown lap. But anyway, let's show you the rest of the drivers that finished as far as the chasers. Andreas Allen, let's give him a call out. Great run for him in his debut, 17th place run. But the drivers that were chase contenders, where they finished today, Cole Daly finishes in 18th place. John Radigan out of the race in, or no, actually I think he finished the race. He finished 24th. James Silverfox in 25th. Then you got Madison Sieber in 28th place. Then you go further down before you get to Drew Austin, who finished in 37th. Jake Cole in 40th. And then Sean Henley, he's had a bad weekend here at Thornton. He's going to finish in the 41st position. A tough break for Eugene DeMax making his debut. He's going to finish 42nd, dead last. And Zach Rogers as well, making his Snickers Cup Series debut, finishes in 38th place. And yeah, look at Charles. He cannot go. Everybody else is passing him. Man, this race has been crazy. And cool at the same time. And two buses just ran into a truck back there again. But Charles Jackson, it's going to be a long trip back to Victory Lane because he's, I think, only at the halfway mark of this track. Anyway, this race is over, folks. Charles Jackson picks up the victory, and that car just all of a sudden turned to the right after it was going left. Whatever. I don't know. This track's so weird. But anyway, some great racing here today. Congratulations to Charles Jackson on his second win of the season. This is going to help him in the point standings, no doubt. And Sean Galligan is the new points leader by 1 point over Cole Daly heading into next week's race. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, come out to today. Here comes your official results, overall point standings, rookie points, and chase points heading into next week's race. Goodbye from Thornton. Stick around at the end of this race, at the end of this video, to be able to see the replay of that huge wreck that took place here today at Thornton. And we'll see you guys next time as you've been watching production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best. I have no voice left. They come off the final corner, and oh, what it was John Zinedino, the leader! Zinedino, the pole sitter. There goes Madison Sieber off. There goes Ralph Mason, second in points off. Oh my goodness! All right, for those of you that decided to stick around to see the replay of what happened, let's see here. We're watching Dylan Poteet, who was up here right at the front of the field. I think we're going to have to watch the right side of your screen. The 27 of Andreas Allen. Does he make... Oh, he goes up on the median right there. And he's going to come into Danny Wells, down into Poteet. Now watch this. This is the incredible part. Watch the Dylan Poteet machine. I can't find a good camera angle. There's Dougie Shears going into the wall, but we got to see how Poteet flips over. Can we go to spectator mode? Oh, we can. Okay, spectator mode will tell us. There's Poteet. He's going to go up there. Oh, he hit the cliff. He hit that little area there where they've cut out this highway, and it just rolled his car over. My goodness. And then he's going to come down nearly on top of Adam Chambers. He's barrel rolling. There's Galligan. How he got through, I'm not sure. He salvaged a great run today. Madison Sieber's going to get involved, though, in some way. We'll find out in a moment. Oh, Mary Cole. Is she going to miss the teammate? Oh, no. She gets clipped. And I think she's going to go up, and she's going to catch the banking just like Poteet did. So does Madison Sieber. Yeah, they just go up there, and that flips their cars over. There's Deanna Shelton. She's riding it, but I don't think she flips over like Mary Cole and Madison Sieber did. There's Dougie Shears back there, Vedaravu. And there's Richard Johnson right in the middle of this. Is he going to get hit by somebody, and that's going to flip him over? Yep, he gets hit by the Cody Lamas machine. And look at Mary Cole, Madison Sieber. Synchronized barrel rolls down the highway. And look at the carnage. Look at this. And there's nowhere to go. You got I guess that's rocks. I don't know if that's dirt. I think that's rocks there. Oh man, Noah Hart went flying, and somebody else did too. Who is that other car? Is that that's the 41, I think, of Eugene DeMax. And look at Mary Cole Madison Seaver. They're still barrel rolling. Look at this. Absolute carnage. And there's an ambulance. Hopefully the ambulance is going to stop and see if everybody's okay. That ambulance, right place, right time there, getting a bird's eye view. He's got to find a place where he can cross over into the other side of the highway, though, to be able to see if everybody's okay. But anyway, that is the big wreck that took place here. Pote, Mary Cole, Madison Seaver, Noah Hart, Eugene DeMax, Richard Johnson, all flipping here on that highway straightaway. And my goodness, I have never seen a wreck take place here before in this particular area of the track. But man, it was crazy. But anyway, guys, that's your replay, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.